What is going on, guys? This is Trypal, and welcome to the first installment of 100 Spawns in Battlefront 2. This is an original spin on Loot the Notable's 100-day series where I am going to spawn in 100 times strictly as the Assault class with the sole purpose of racking up the most eliminations. Yes, that's kills and assists included. If you're feeling dangerous, you can try this challenge out for yourself and let me know down below how many eliminations you get. Now look, after I absolutely blow your mind with this video and you're itching for more, I already posted a similar style video with my friends on my group channel Imperium called 100 Rounds Versus. This video, out of the 400 I've ever made, is my absolute favorite. It's jam-packed with hilarious live moments, friendly banter, and for the first time ever brings a competitive element from the perspective of 3 people to the 100 days genre. It took over 3 months to edit, and that group channel only has 600 subs, so that's why I'm giving it more exposure in this video. In addition, we are actively working on more 100 Rounds Versus style videos on more games, including Star Wars Battlefront 2, but it's only gonna be on Imperium. Link is in the description. Final announcement, I am still looking for an editor, so if you have any experience at all, please fill out the application down below. I will pay you. Seriously. With that said, guys, sit back and enjoy watching me spawn in 100 times as the Assault class in Star Wars Battlefront 2 Galactic Assault. I am running out of breath. Alright, spawn number 1. It looks like we're loading onto the giant Sith Pokeball, otherwise known as Starkiller Base. But just like this retcon Death Star, my screen time was rather minimal. In fact, I didn't get any screen time at all because the game ended as soon as I loaded in. I didn't win, but that also means I didn't lose either, so I'll take it. The real spawn number 1 took place on Yavin 4 as the Rebels. Upon loading in, I wasted no time to defend the objective. Someone's gotta save these turbo lasers, and it's certainly not gonna be Sage Infinity 888. That said, I quickly met my match, this 12-inch wall. It's okay though, because after finally clearing that skill jump, I was able to redeem myself with this banger flick shot. After stealing my teammate's kill, I was suddenly flanked by level 932. Sheesh. Spawn number 2, I had a simple strategy. Avoid the level 932 at all costs. Unfortunately, this heavy boy thought he could paint my chest with his fancy chain gun lasers, so I hit him straight on with the definition of rebel scum. Somehow, this positioned me perfectly in the path of the level 932. I was scared for my life, don't get it twisted. But in the end, I came out on top. And that's a 2-player kill streak. Wow. My team then decided to hold the enemy at their spawn. I mean, look at this dude. He is on a mission. After falling from this ledge twice, I decided it was best to go back and get a different angle. And that's when I was met face to face with a man ready to die. The best I could do to combat his grenade launcher was trade. Spawn number 3, I got the luxury of getting to see Sage Infinity 888 in action. Yeah, that went about as well as you'd expect. I then darted to safety only to realize that our courtyard turbo laser was anything but safe. I was able to get off a few respectable shots, but in the end, this guy shot me straight through the wall. Spawn number 4 was mostly spent running, dodging, and well, dying. Spawn number 5, I realized how little reinforcements the enemy had left, so I figured I'd pull a Rambo and charge in head on. That was going great until I met Kylo Ren. Nonetheless, I boldly shot him in the back before darting for my life. Shortly after, I met an opponent with the internet connection as solid as the plot of the sequel trilogy, thus allowing him to teleport through this window. Lucky for him, the game ended before I could track him down. And hey, first game's a win. Spawn number 6, I ended up increasing my sense by 20% or so. Feeling dangerous, I guess. Unlike last game, I wanted to try the stealth approach out with this class. Thankfully, no one understands how to check their corners in any video game ever, so all it took was sitting still behind this single tree in order to take down an entire squad of rebels. After my team set the charge, my position quickly became overrun. My cheeky movement helped me survive for a few extra seconds, but in the end, I knew what my fate would be. If y'all are wondering how bad I am at this game, let's just say I thought these giant red dots on my radar were heroes until I watched this recording back. That's embarrassing. Anyway, I don't really know what my plan was here, but I figured at least I could delay my death. I was very wrong. And look who it is, the man who hasn't stepped foot on grass since this game came out. Go outside. Outside. Open your blinds. Spawn number 8 was quite simply pathetic. I had a kill with the Vanguard and then proceeded to adopt the stereotypical Stormtrooper's inability to aim immediately after. That one seriously hurt. It's alright though, because in spawn number 9, we cleaned things up pretty nicely, if I do say so myself. That was until Luke saw me and tracked me down to hand deliver me the quickest L of my life. This game is not looking too hot. Since I kept dying on the left, I decided to try out the right once more. Of course, there was a hero camping the staircase, and unlike this dude who just spawned on me, I am not brave enough to take that kind of heat head on. Once my teammate proved the way to be clear, I covered his back with a nice Vanguard kill. That said, we weren't quick enough, and the game ended in defeat. I think we all know who we need to blame for that one. Sage Infinity, I'm looking at you. Alright, new game, new me. While running into combat, I was greeted by citizens playing a friendly game of tag. Once at this brick wall, I was quickly able to prance this kid named Big Chungus 2146. If you're watching this video, my man, I'm sorry. It had to be done. For some reason, Big Chungus' death attracted a legion of noobs to my position. I had no idea what was going on until I killed the final player in the squad. Can you guess who it was? It all made sense now. Wiping that squad boosted my confidence like never before, and I ended up going on a hefty kill streak. That was until the level 932 showed up. At first I was salty, but then I felt honored that the enemy had to send their absolute best just to stop me. Spawn number 12 was good enough to put in a montage, so that's exactly what I did. Spawn 13 consisted of a very brave version of myself. As my team armed the objective, I knew my only objective: defeat Luke Skywalker. The man had to learn his place, and of course, your boy delivered. With the help of General Grievous, of course, but that's besides the point. As I watched my comrade get one shot into oblivion, I knew we were approaching the hardest stage to survive in, the throne room. Naturally, I gravitated to use my own team as meat shields, as any logical player would, right? I thought it was a clever strategy, but in the end, I probably should have known better than to get behind a guy named Stone Bubble 2006. Spawn number 14 is what you would call complete garbage. While that might be a compliment for the Falcon, it certainly was not for me. Spawn number 15, I managed to catch the attention of Darth Vader himself. I figured he knew who I was, but I couldn't figure out how to emote, so I ended up rolling backwards. If you're watching this, airport hobo, I apologize for being uncultured. As Vader headed straight into the heat, Yoda tried to bring the heat straight to me. Luckily, I strategically fell off this ledge, so I was safe for the time being. I picked up another nice kill up top, but out of nowhere, Yoda showed me that droids can fly. Now, I would have moved out to kill Yoda at this point, but the enemy team had so many heroes, they could have started another Jedi temple. I mean, seriously, look at my radar. It cannot get any more red. With 15 troops remaining, I knew this was probably a loss, and I had to play it safe. Little did I know, however, the game has overtime, and to my surprise, my team was actually pushing in. Their bravery was contagious, and I decided to join them on their heroic push forward. We fought valiantly, of course, but then I died to a spinning droid that EA apparently thinks is a hero. On what planet? Spawn 16 was what you would call a mistake. As I approached the throne room, my radar was glowing red. Yeah, I think this window will do just fine, don't you? I figured the passive route was best, but then I saw my ex-killer. Channeling my inner Anakin, I endlessly sprayed every possible bullet at that droid in hope of revenge. However, the real Anakin posted up and showed me how it's done. By the way, if you think the left side would have been any better to approach, Spawn 17 proves otherwise. After no more routes to take, I figured I'd mix up my weaponry. Time to bring out the good old A280. After taking out this unsuspecting clone, I had a feeling this was definitely the move. As I secured my position in my designated window, I heard BB-8 rolling beneath me. Luckily, I had the high ground, so I was chilling. Unless, of course, I get killed from behind. Again. Lucky for me, this death marked the end of the game, and I can leave happily knowing that I got over a 10 kill streak. By the way, if a rolling droid gets second place in your game, cough cough EA, I think it might be time to reconsider your game balancing. Just saying. I'm not a game developer or anything, but I'm just saying. Spawn 19, I utilized my advanced Fortnite tactics, otherwise known as bush camping, and what do you know? It actually worked. I then proceeded to make a bold flank with a mid-range weapon. Luckily, I'm goated on the sticks, as the kids say these days, so I had basically little to no chance of losing these fights. With a little repositioning, I picked up this one kill from far range, and let's just say the enemy didn't really like that too much. And let's not talk about Spawn 20, alright? The Vanguard is out here with the consistency of the Halo 5 shotgun, alright? It's horrible. It's actually horrible. When someone dies like that, it's only appropriate to change something about your class, because you see, it's clearly not your skill level that's holding you down, right guys? Right. This in mind, I selected the E11D. Seems like a cool weapon. In fact, I picked up a nice kill off Spawn to reinsure my choice. The enemy thought it was so cool that I got pinned to this wall by a wrist rocket to the back. Ouch. Spawn number 22, it is an absolute miracle that I got this kill. After coming face to face with this MTT, it finally dawned on me that I'm playing an objective-based game mode. Sorry guys. On my way to do something productive for my team, I may or may not have tried playing Ring Around the Rosie with Darth Maul. If anybody was wondering, he's actually pretty good at that game. Wouldn't recommend playing with him. So, Spawn number 23, I'm in quite possibly the worst position of any Star Wars clone ever. As we watch me run as fast as I can from Kylo Ren, I just want to sit back and honor this guy who is running as fast as he can to Kylo Ren. In a similar fashion, this droid walked down the wrong alley on Spawn 24, and then I got one of my only opportunities ever to play the objective. Nice. Unfortunately, this effort was short-lived when I decided to blindly follow this bimbo carrying the ion disruptor. What was I thinking? Since I've been dying a lot, I took a look at my star cards on spawn 25, only to realize I have a shortage of purple ones. Best not to change those yet. As the droid army broke through the entrance, I attempted to adopt the rebel strategy of standing completely still next to a wall. Based on the success rate the rebels have doing this, I should have known better. Alright, spawn 26, I am done. I quickly noted a droid deca was rolling to my objective. Well, guess what? I'm not letting anyone take this objective. That's right, roll away, coward. As I said, no one's taking this objective. Okay, so right here I know it looks like I'm running from the objective because I saw an enemy hero at the objective, but really, let me reassure you, I'm just being tactical, okay? Trust me, I'm a professional. Yeah, this isn't going too hot. Somehow Palpatine came right up next to me and I made the split-second decision to sacrifice myself. Surprising, I know. I was gonna kill him, believe me, but then the door opened up and I knew my life was more important. Alright, time to sit next to this pole and wait for the enemy. As the door opened up, I started to spray my CR2 only to realize it was my teammate. What's up, my man? Oh my. So on that note, of course, I bounced, right? But apparently not quick enough. Spawn 27 is where things get interesting. You see, I can't walk out there because it's literally an open space getting filled with lasers and heroes from every angle. Considering how much I've died this game, I figured it was best to play damage control. I did run into this really cool looking clone skin though. 2 thumbs up for that. After a while, the enemy heroes breached our doors somehow and put a quick end to this unfortunate show. If there's one thing for sure, it's time for the A280. Oh yeah. Great decision. For those of y'all that think I'm a coward by sitting behind the objective, here is live evidence of me doing just the opposite. Okay, now back to door camping. Even though we got spawn killed, somehow we ended up winning this game after I picked up a few last kills. I don't know why I'm showing the leaderboard here, you already know I'm not on it. Spawn number 29, we're on a new map, and after taking out this lost kid, I am feeling it. After cutting through the Wampa caves, I made it behind enemy lines for my second kill. And that is when Tarzan came jumping out of absolutely nowhere and hand-delivered me this nice montage moment. You cannot tell me that wasn't clean. I actually feel like I'm getting better now. With my confidence restored, I saw my opportunity to play with my food, and well, I took it. F's in the chat for this man. After 2 more easy kills, this walker showed up, and once again, apparently, in 2021, you are still invulnerable to anything when you sit in this. Come on, EA. How is this still in the game? Spawn number 30, I spawned right next to this guy trying to be cheeky with the ion disruptor. Not on my watch. I then found a guy begging for a taste of my Vanguard, and then found an Ewok on the mountain. Can I ask what an Ewok is doing on Hoth? Anyone else wonder that? No? Alright then. Turns out shooting at it was not the move. And you guessed it. We're already back to the A280 for spawn 31. Can you really blame me though? I mean, it's pretty good, until of course the most OP vehicle in the game runs directly at you and absorbs every bullet. I seriously hate this game. A peaceful spawn number 32. You know what? I think it's time for a montage. As you can see, I had everything under complete control in spawn 33. It may look like I have no idea what's going on right now, and well, you'd be right. I opted to run backwards and somehow survived. As Yoda dismantled my entire team, I tried picking off the less tanky opponents in the back. That is, until Yoda's controller died, and I quickly sent him home crying to mama. I was then basically on cruise control with the A280. This got really easy really quick. Unfortunately, as we ran through the facility, I was not paying attention to my radar, and Obi-Wan made sure I knew that. Now, as fun as the A280 was, I figured I'd try a different weapon out. Upon checking the leaderboard, I was actually in first. For some reason, I actually played the objective here. For all you objective players out there, you're welcome. As you can probably guess, that went about as well as expected. Spawn 35, I came face to face with a teddy bear. Though cute and cuddly, they are fascinatingly dangerous. Luckily, Darth Maul helped me out. As a notion of my gratitude, I figured I'd start the objective while Darth Maul guarded me. Or not. In spawn 36, I threw a nice nade and leveled up my assault class to 51. Don't really know what that means, but it made cool sounds, so I'll take it. The game quickly ended after that, but guess who got first place with 47 elims? Yeah, boy. Yes, sir, you already know. Spawn 37 were now the rebels. I'd usually be annoyed, but the map is pink, and I like pink. Started off this spawn by challenging a sniper to a 1v1, which I won, of course. As my team played the objective, I played my objective. That is, until I died to an orbital strike. Cowards. Spawn 38, I tried my luck in this turret. It worked out for quite some time until I was forced to move by the advancing Empire. Since I left a little late than I should have, I got to say hello and goodbye to Kylo Ren in about 0.5 seconds. Yeah, not gonna lie, I was pretty salty about dying to Kylo, so for Spawn 39, I decided to go for some revenge. Note to self, revenge is still not the Jedi way in 2021. What is the Jedi way, you ask? Patiently taking out an opponent from afar only to die yet again to Kylo Ren. What a waste. For Spawn 41, please enjoy this live demonstration on the fastest way to get sniped in this game. demonstrated by yours truly. I'm gonna be honest, guys, I had no idea what to do for spawn 42. My team just took out an AT-AT, and it seems I'm incapable of getting any kills at all. You know I'm not feeling good when I pick up the ion disruptor and try to play the objective. As with everyone that plays the objective, I got no kills and got orbital striked. Again. Thanks. With how much firepower we were putting on that AT-AT, I have no idea why I bothered spawning in again, but guess what? I did. It was a mistake, just like this entire match. Just one big giant mistake. I got 5th this game? Who was I playing against? Spawn 44, I may or may not have been glued to TikTok when the game started, so my bad, guys. I thought I had my A280 out here, so I ended up sniping these guys with a Vanguard, and what do you know? I'm already dead. Spawn 45, I rediscovered the crouch button. Don't ask why. I then took position behind this tree for about 2 seconds before hearing a grenade, rolling onto it, and getting blown up. Flawless execution. Spawn 46, my will to keep going was quickly shrinking. But you know what? I never gave up, and I knew exactly what I needed to do. Play tactical. While Darth Maul tried to arm the objective, I boldly attempted to get his attention. It worked, but I was forced to use guerrilla warfare to avoid being spotted. As time went on, I finally picked up 2 kills, only to get outgunned by a 3rd. As you can tell by the weapon that I just selected, I have no plan for Spawn 47. The plan is literally to survive at this point. After positioning myself on the castle, I was able to dish out a fair amount of damage. That was until Darth Maul showed up. Yeah, I ran, even jumped off the whole castle trying to escape his grasp, but ultimately he already made up his mind. I was gonna die in that situation one way or another. Understanding that our spawn was about to be completely overrun, I decided to spawn in a close range weapon for spawn 48. Somehow, I stumbled across 3 stray stormtroopers who were absent of any and all spatial awareness. Don't worry, here comes Darth Maul right on cue to stop me from getting any more kills this spawn. Appreciate that. Spawn 49, I left the spawn room, saw Darth Vader, and went back right into the spawn room. You cannot make me move from this corner, alright? I'm done. I've seen way too much this game. And what do you know? We lost somehow. Definitely wasn't because I was staring at this picture of Maz or something. I mean, that can't be it. Come on, team, do better. Spawn 50, I'm watching TikTok again. I'm sorry, but y'all know it's addicting, alright? Do not act like you're innocent. I know you watch TikTok at night. I know what you do. Alright, so this game, I wanted to focus on positioning a lot. So to do that, I basically played passively aggressive behind trees, and only poked when I had an advantage. This got me a few kills, and I actually made it past the entire first stage without dying. There may have been some technical difficulties while pushing forward, but nonetheless, I soon made it to the East Turbo Laser where my kill streak continued. Anakin unfortunately caught on to me bullying his entire team on this cliff, so finally, I died. Spawn 51, I pulled the triple classic at this point, got 1 kill, a lot of damage, and overextended my positioning and met my demise. Spawn 52, I realized we had 15 players remaining, so I knew my time was limited here and decided to go for a montage clip with the Vanguard. Unfortunately, this did not work out like it did on Hoth. You know, despite this map being from a horrible movie, I actually love the aesthetics. Unfortunately, this stage is not the best for an assault class, as you can see by the thousands of lasers flying around the map. After some deep contemplation, I decided my best chance was to hug the edge of the map and sprint. Somehow, I actually made it to the enemy lines, and well, I did this. As you can see, all was going well until this dude with a health mod spawned in. I mean, honestly, how did he not die? Nonetheless, with a kill streak like that, you already know what I'm about to do. The exact same strategy. Only this time, instead of hunting clueless bots, I somehow ran into Obi-Wan. Of course, that did not end well. Spawn 55, I intended not to die to Obi-Wan, so I immediately darted to the right side of the map. I picked up a few kills along the way with my A280, but soon died due to the massive time it takes to pull out the Vanguard. Spawn 56 was my first kill on an Envision gunner. You'll have spam my comment section saying this guy is OP, and after this kill, I don't know if I buy it. Now grenades on the other hand, you want to talk about OP. There you go. I never saw the thing. Okay, Spawn 57, I was feeling extra confident and made my way into the hangar. I saw this unsuspecting noob and figured I could take him down easy with my Vanguard, but turns out, y'all were right about the Envision gunner after all. I do apologize. Spawn 58, I decided to test my luck on the left side of the map. It seemed pretty clear until Anakin popped out of absolutely nowhere, forcing me to make an immediate retreat back to my team. Y'all are crazy if you think I'm wasting this spawn fighting a hero. In the midst of a whole lot of chaos, I managed to sprinkle in a few kills from afar. That is, until I lined my head up directly with a guy using the A280 that can't fire efficiently. Unless you're aiming at me, apparently. Alright, this game's not over. We can still do some- And that's Leia. Nice. Okay, so Leia's on the left. Let's go right for Spawn 60. That's what any sane individual would do. And hey, would you look at that? A small rolling droid. No big deal, right? Wrong. This clip right here, guys, marks a transition in my attitude playing this game. I shot this thing up close multiple times, he goes completely unaffected, and then proceeds to chase me like his robot life depends on it. Absolutely disgusting. If you can't tell, I was infuriated when this happened, and based off the sound of my voice, I think I'm still pissed off about it. Spawn 61, the game decided to practically spawn me in a swarm of lasers. I appreciate the help, Darth Vader. At this stage in the game, I'm not getting any kills. I thought maybe a grenade would work here, but of course it didn't. Now, looking at this clip, where would you expect to find the enemy team? Any guesses? Behind this gate maybe? At their spawn? Well, yes, unless you're BB-8. At this point, you gotta understand something. I was getting no kills, and I kept dying to the stupid rolling great value R2-D2. I was done. Alright, after taking a short Whataburger break, I came back for my second session. We're almost 2/3 of the way through, and rage quitting aside, I think I've done fairly well for not playing. Let's keep it going. Spawn 63, we landed on the classic Tatooine, and it didn't take long for someone in the game to recognize me. I'm honestly surprised considering I haven't played this game in ages, but hey, you won't see me complaining. In its entirety, Spawn 63 was a mess. It was mostly spent hiding behind a Wookiee, or hiding from Darth Vader, or Boba Fett. But in the small moments I could, I also grasped a few set of kills. Unfortunately, I joined this match late, so the game already ended. Spawn 64, I made a quick pit stop at this giant lizard. Don't forget, shoot the tail for good luck. It's tradition at this point. Alright, now that I've done that, it was time to focus up. You know, I was joking about the whole lizard thing, but shoot, I think it actually worked. Of course, as you could expect watching my gameplay, I overextended myself, attracted the attention of a Wookiee, and was properly sat down. Not without a fight, though. For Spawn 65, I found myself charging in a building with a couple of death troopers. Not a bad plan in theory. That is, until literally everything exploded. Anakin came flying out of the smoke, and we were all picked off like a bunch of Gen 1 battle droids. It's okay though, because for Spawn 66, I died in an even more embarrassing fashion. Let's not talk about it. In Spawn 67, I decided to arm the charge in order to bait my opponents to my position. With the way I've been moving the last few games, I figured I'd be fine. And fine I was, until the infamous dedicated servers started to lag. And this time, I'm being serious. You can actually see the lag here, right? I'm not the only one? Thank you. I wasted no time in Spawn 68 and armed the charge again. This time, I put a little more distance between the enemy and I, and it seemed to pay off for a while. As we advanced onward, there were a lot more scary missile noises than I recall from the last time I played, so I had to take a step back. This caused me to run into this red guy who did not have a hitbox. Yeah, let's go with that. Once in the base, I had to scavenge for every last kill. All said and done, I ended this life with a 12 kill streak and got 3rd place. I'll take it. By Spawn 69, my confidence was fully restored. In fact, I felt so confident, I figured I'd try first person. I picked up one easy kill, but unfortunately pressed the wrong button and rightfully took a snipe to the head. Spawn 70, I decided to tone down the arrogance, back to 3rd person so I can actually see my surroundings. Don't worry, I still played aggressive, and well, things heated up really quickly. Not gonna lie, I outplayed a lot of people there, and I am very proud of myself. Might even be my best clip yet in this game. Spawn 71, I killed one guy only to get killed by a dude named Toast. Honestly, not even mad about this one. Spawn 72, I got to snipe this guy out of a vehicle from a mile away. That's what you get for parking illegally. Anyway, I continued to hold my ground from afar and racked up a decent amount of kills over time. Even got to witness this sniper try to fly. After taking some damage, I tried to retreat backwards, but ultimately, there was just too much firepower. Spawn 73, I was searching for those toes, and well, I found them. And soon, I was shot directly from the ground. I genuinely do not know how or what this guy killed me with, but hey, that's why I'm dead and he's not. Spawn 74, I continued to do the usual, spraying and praying. Literally. Not much else I can do in this situation. After getting very bored, I decided to get up close and personal for some action. Things were going very well until not one, but 2 Vision gunners showed up. These guys are really starting to become a problem. Spawn 75, I did literally nothing except die to this thing called All Out Push. So that was nice. By Spawn 76, I was questioning how on earth it's still overtime. Nonetheless, I continued to mindlessly spray at a distance, hoping not to rack up too many more deaths. With some careful maneuvers, I took took out the easy targets from the opposing armada. It's like fishing for trout in an army of sharks. After nearly dying to this kamikaze pilot, I was desperate for some more action and decided to push out to no man's land. Trust me, that's not a good idea. Spawn 77, I was very hesitant to load in and waited almost an entire minute before I did so, knowing my luck this game would end as soon as I spawned in, and guess what? I was right. Spawn 78, me and this dude unblocked Zebra, took position at this window and let it rain. Somehow this rogue stormtrooper made it through and began the turbo laser. Naturally, I had to attempt to save the day, but my efforts were stopped by, can you believe it, my own team. Ace Gracer 227, what are you actually doing, my man? Do not shoot your fellow blueberries. This is not complicated. Enraged at my team, I started to go in. Yeah, Darth Vader didn't take too kindly to that. So much so that he tried to spawn camp me in Spawn 79. With so many teammates, I thought we actually stood a chance, but instead, we hand-delivered him an advanced version of the ending Rogue One scene. Now, I didn't die to Vader in Spawn 80, but I did manage to get sniped by a rocket launcher. Pick your poison, I guess. Darth Vader is back in Spawn 81, so that means I make a 180-degree turn and run. After a while, I found my way to this structure on the opposite side of the map. I took it easy for a few minutes, but then Kylo Ren showed up. Don't worry though, I'm a trained professional, as we all know. All it took was a little cheeky movement, and I was able to fool the Vader wannabe. I elongated my lifespan for some time, but in the end, Darth Vader was tracking my every move and forced me into the line of fire, to which I did not survive for very long. Led by Luke Skywalker, I played a heroic Spawn 82, but unfortunately my foot got stuck between this stone, so I was a sitting duck fried in Versio. Spawn 83, the infamous ledge strikes again. After heading back to the same place I died, I somehow landed in the middle of an intense heroes versus villains showdown. There was no surviving this one. Spawn 84, I tried to push in and take out the weaker targets. It was risky, but it paid off for at least one kill. I would have been able to do more, of course, but the enemy team didn't want to push up, and so it seems in the end we quickly won in overtime. At this point, I realized the maps are on a set rotation, so for the sake of this video, I decided to search for a new map that I hadn't played yet. And I'm so glad I did that because guess what? Now we're on Geonosis for Spawn 85. This has got to be one of the absolute best looking maps in all of Star Wars, and this is my first time playing on it in Battlefront 2, fun fact. Definitely getting a lot of nostalgia points here. Alright, so after admiring the scenery like everyone does on new maps, I quickly stumbled across this appetizing clone cowering away in a corner. Don't worry, I paid my respects. After some stellar parkour and some respectable long distance takedowns, I was finally taken down myself. Spawn 86, I opted to try out even more skill jumps. To my surprise, I lost my footing and slid my way down to the clone's level. I took one out, but the next one got me. I think it's time for the CR2, but this time with night vision, which to my surprise is actually really good with the smoke on this map. Nothing to see here, just firing warning shots at everyone. After moving up, this jet trooper baited me into Luke's path, which is very annoying. Spawn 88, I used the element of surprise to take out 2 clone commandos. That's right, turns out playing tactical actually works sometimes. That is, until Luke shows up and ruins all the fun again. Spawn 89, I decided to give the A280 a try on this map. As you can probably expect with my luck in this game, I spawned into an absolute war zone. I was able to scramble together a few kills, but in the end, there was no getting out of this one. Spawn 90 was much nicer. Just when I was getting cozy in this little trench, this clone came flying over the ledge and phased through my shotgun bullet. I barely survived this push, but his teammate came from behind to finish the job. I found out in Spawn 91 that spawning in the back of the map is not any safer. After barely surviving that encounter, I managed to play around this rock for a few easy kills. Then for some reason, I decided to test my luck against a jet trooper. Note to self, don't do that. Spawn 92, I managed to pick off all these mindless clones distracted with shooting the objective. And then I found this dude who apparently has unlimited health. After walking a mile back to base, I died yet again to another jet trooper. I'm telling you, I might have to make a petition to nerf these things. Spawn 93, I had a rather clean squad wipe from behind enemy lines if I do say so myself, but was soon met face to face with a new Han Solo skin. Can you believe anyone actually wears this? Don't worry guys, in Spawn 94, I taught him a lesson. After dismantling about half their team after that, Yoda then came over and gave me a lesson of his own. Spawn 95, I tried following General Grievous into battle. I probably should have known that's never a good idea for a basic battle droid. In Spawn 96, this AAT tried to push all of our cowering selves into the line of combat. In time, he got what he deserved. And with the tank demolished, so were my hopes of getting any more kills as this game came to an unexpected halt. Spawn 97 started with a wild fight to call in reinforcements. This dude in the walker really did not like that droid camping behind enemy lines. Turns out a lot of droids on the enemy team like to do that this game. Sneaky, sneaky. At this point, I felt like I was on a roll, and of course got overconfident enough to try and outsnipe a sniper with an SMG. Sometimes I wonder what goes through my mind. Spawn 98, I got jumped by a commando droid as I was casually strolling the outskirts of the map. You can probably guess how well that went. I almost got revenge in Spawn 99, but I took a lot of heat from his teammates. After this ATTE was dropped from the sky, I figured it was my only hope of survival and made a beeline directly for it. Little did I know, this vehicle was either glitched or I was in the wrong spot. Either way, please enjoy me desperately mashing my buttons only to be left completely exposed. And finally, here we are, Spawn 100. Gotta make it count. As expected, that ATTE got completely overrun because, well, no one could drive it. As the next one flew in, I knew there was only one way that I could stay alive long enough to get a ton of kills this spawn. Finally, I made it. And would you look at that, the button's working. After taking out a good amount of droids with the cannon, I discovered these things have the health of a fly apparently, and opted not to go down with the ship, but rather get in a new one. It's the last life, I gotta make it count. For all of you objective players out there, here you go. After completing the objective, my vehicle got overrun by a droid deca, so I was forced to scoot back where I would have a better position to take him out. Luckily, I quickly found yet another ATTE to occupy. This time, I focused my efforts with the cannon and was able to go on a hefty kill streak. I thought I could kill this final AAT, but in the end, I was finally outgunned. And on that note, this challenge is officially over. So out of 100 spawns as the Assault class in Galactic Assault, I picked up 359 elims, 233 of which were kills. Is that good? I have no idea. I'll let you decide in the comments below. But before you go, be sure to drop a like on the video if you enjoyed, check out 100 rounds versus on my group channel Imperium, and let me know down below what game, class, and or game mode I should do next. I'm open to literally anything. With that said, y'all, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.